Greetings, greetings, greetings. We are here again, another segment of Run Tell That. We're getting started a little later because of we're having a little technical issues with regards to getting our guests on, because I know you didn't come to see me, but then to see our guests, two exciting guests, two people. We'll be working it out. We got the producer. Mr. Producer is working it out with them right now to get them on, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about low country culture. We're talking about, again, it's Gullah Geechee, baby. How do we live here? It's Gullah Geechee. And again, to let y'all know this, October is actually Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Appreciation Month. Again, this is the month that we have to appreciate Gullah Geechee culture. That is the month of October. South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, and are the ones that basically have not administered that, and they have not created that. So again, in the month of October, and we started out October 2nd, myself, I should say, Queen Quet started out on October 1st in Charleston. She and Quadri Stuckey, Elder Carly Town, they had an event there, part of the Moja Festival in Charleston, South Carolina. Then on October 2nd, I was in Charleston, the College of Charleston, had the event again, tied to, again, Gullah Geechee, again, celebration of our culture and our history. So that's why we're going to have on with us Dr. Maxine Bryant and Brother Gilbert Walker. And Dr. Maxine Bryant, to let y'all know this, is the director of the Gullah Geechee Center at Georgia Southern University. And when Dr. Bryant come on, I'll be repeating this also. But for those of you here with us, share this information, because again, it's essential to who we are, this sense of pride, this part of the foundation, because it's about October is our story, October. Our story, October. So again, Georgia Southern University has created a Gullah Geechee Center. There'll be a grand opening with regards to this, a welcome that will be occurring right now, working out with regard to the details on that. And I'm assisting Dr. Bryant with regards to the Gullah Geechee Center. Dr. Bryant is also the director of the Center for Africana Studies at Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern has a Center for Africana Studies. And some of y'all know that began under Dr. Saba Jallo. And so she's continuing that legacy of him on the Center of Africana Studies. But now Georgia Southern has expanded it to now with regard to the Gullah Geechee Center. And then Gilbert Walker. Gilbert Walker is my family. Gilbert Walker is someone that I'm extremely proud of. He is my family. He is my relative. He's my cousin. We come, part of our families, both of us, coming from Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Coming from Hilton Head, a part of the Murray Green family. Rich tradition of our people there on Hilton Head. Again, some people may not be aware of it, but again, we're part of the foundation of Hilton Head. Again, any Gullah Geechee families, any African-American families, whatever name you will use, any Black families on Hilton Head who families' histories go back to the 1800s, they are part of the foundation. And that's why I tell us all the time, you got to acknowledge that. People go to Hilton Head and they celebrate Hilton Head, they enjoy Hilton Head, but they don't want to enjoy and celebrate us or acknowledge us at times. But then you got great people like, excuse me, who like Gilbert, who will continue that legacy, who put it out there, again, expanded it, not just to Hilton Head, but outside of. And why Gilbert? Gilbert is one of the tremendous people in this area, in the entire state of Georgia. which means that he's one of the tremendous people in this entire country. Gilbert is a spectacular blacksmith. Blacksmithing is a part of our tradition. One of the things that come over from Africa that still resides with us. Many times people, when they think about Gullah Geechee culture, they think about the sweetgrass baskets and they look at that. But we understand Gullah Geechee culture is about blacksmithing, ironwork, and that's what we're doing. And good evening, Sister Debbie Walker, Bernard Brown in the house. So yeah, Bernard Brown said he needs some juice. That's for another show. Now you know this show right here, Bernard Brown, is the show that is the PG show of the HR network. You know, we're the PG show. We're the PG information show. So again, we're gonna have Gilbert on, and so that's what it's about. It's about us sharing our history, our culture, and celebrating it, but also now informing people about the importance of it. Because here go people who got a jewel right in their hands, and they turn it over. But guess what? It's not people now. Some people might want to say, it's the young people, it's the people today. Guess what? This has been going on for a long time. This has been going on for a century. That we have witnessed certain things. And so what is so unique about this? And when I say unique, in the sense that here go people in the largest Gullah Geechee city in Georgia, most of them don't acknowledge it. Most of the people who are Gullah Geechees who reside in the largest city in Georgia don't acknowledge it. And some of y'all know what that city is. What city is that? Anybody want to I'll look at again and acknowledge the likes with regard to Bernard and Debbie Walker from Augusta side, Central Savannah River area. We love the Central Savannah River area because again, it's part of our foundation. Because again, we got relationships. So what city is that? Anybody? I gave y'all some time. That's why I did that. Give y'all some time. Savannah, Georgia. Savannah, Georgia is the largest Gullah Geechee city in the state of Georgia. Savannah, Georgia has more Gullah Geechee people in one neighborhood than on most of the islands where people gonna identify the culture being tied to. Yes, one neighborhood, one of our historic black neighborhoods, as some people call it, or one of our historic African American neighborhoods. They have more Gullah Geechee people than any island in Georgia. So what does that tell you? That tells you that the culture has been alive right here. It's been here, but we've disconnected. One of the things that I love the fact that Alderwoman Bernetta Bryant Lanier said something when she did a Facebook Live. And there was one Sunday morning, she went walking around Hudson Hill. She walking around and she was talking about the fruit trees that were there, how they could come get the plums, the pomegranates, all that in the neighborhood. And I was like, She was talking about the sugar cane that was being grown there. I was like, yep. So some people, if you come here, you would not realize that we had that type of lifestyle right here. And we're not talking about 50s and 60s. We're talking about 70s and going into the 80s. And now I'll tell you about the sugar cane. We're talking about sugar cane being grown in what we know as, excuse me, bear with me for a second. Drink some water. In Hudson Hill in the 2000s. At Geechee Kunda, which is our museum in Riceboro, Georgia, at Geechee Kunda, we would get some of our sugarcane for our sugarcane harvest. You know, we do the sugarcane harvest the Saturday after Thanksgiving at Geechee Kunda. And we got some of our sugarcane from South Central Georgia, but also got some sugarcane out of Hudson Hill. And I'm saying in the 2000s and 2000 teens, this is the lifestyle of us. Right now, there are people in Savannah, Georgia, who are growing rice in their backyard. Yeah, growing rice. Again, so this is a part of it. But then when we don't infuse that information into who we are, we don't share this, then guess what? People think that we're disconnected. So here you go again, the largest city in Georgia with Gullah Geechee people is right here, but people don't realize it. Now, throw something out there to you. I know and I support the efforts of any African people who are threatened with the loss of their properties. So the loss, and Rebecca Rose, we say thank you. Also, it's good evening to you too. But any African people, or any marginalized people, any poor people, whenever they are threatened with the loss of their properties, or they are forced to lose their property, or their properties taken from them, I identify with them because we understand that land is essential to who we are in this nation. That's a part of the American ideals for us to have land, to have ownership of land. So That's why I'm throwing it out here right now to you all. I see a number of efforts that are promoting saving the properties in other counties, like in McIntosh County, in Glenn County, in Liberty County, in Camden County, in Bryan County. And when people say it in Savannah, in Chatham County, people brush it off. And I'm stunned by that. We go and look at Gullah Geechee people. We go and say, oh, these are people on the islands, and look at people in rural areas. But then the same land loss is happening in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia, and happening in Chatham County, Georgia. And there's no conversations about that. People not making a connection because people have allowed them to disconnect from who they are. So that's why this segment right here, we invited Dr. Maxine Bryant, again, the director of the Gullah Geechee Center at Georgia Southern. And so, yes, Georgia Southern has not taken the mantle. That's one thing I was going to acknowledge. Georgia Southern has taken the mantle to go forward with regards to promoting Gullah Geechee culture. And there are some things that we'll be doing at Georgia Southern, again, like I'm assisting her with regards to this, that we call Cracky Teeth Family, Cracky Teeth Family, Crack Teeth Family. Again, that we're going to have community sessions that, again, once a month at Georgia Southern, we're going to have a topic that is pertinent to Gullah Geechee people. And so with regards to those topics, we want you to come out as a community to come sit down. We want to have a conversation. Why have the conversation? So we can begin planting the seeds so we can bring about solutions that, again, not for us just to fellowship and that's all to it, but we want to fellowship, but also have conversations with regards to solutions. That's what was going to occur with regards to Crack Teeth Family. Again, because in Gullah, y'all know Crack Teeth means to speak. There's a book called Crack Teeth, done by a great sister, Trelanie Michelle. So again, that book, need to get that because, again, she's recording part of the history. Now, some of y'all may go and look at another book called Drums and Shadows. Drums and Shadows. Guess what? You got some family members inside that book that some people don't realize the relationship to. I'm talking about the grandchildren and great grandchildren have not been told about what the works of their ancestors. So again, that they should take some prominence, again, right here in this area, but going along the entire coastal area. And so again, that's why I throw out there the urgency right now, because folks are saying, hey, guess what? In South Carolina, that in Beaufort County in particular, Beaufort County, South Carolina, which is St. Helena, which is Beaufort, which is Dartall, which is also Ladies Island, which is Bear Island, which is Cat Island, which is Palawana, which is Warsaw, which is Pritchardville, which is Okatee, which is Bluffton, which is Hilton Head, which is Defusky, that this is the first time that we will not see properties of Gullah Geechee people, African Americans, being sold. Again, at the tax auction, because there's a huge tax auction that takes place there in Beaufort County. And so, yes, properties are not taken away for a moment because you can redeem the property. But again, part of the issue is this. People will go to the tax auction, then acquire the property via the tax auction, but that person has 1 year, the person who owned the property has 1 year to redeem the property. But many times what happens for some folks, no one is talking to them about that. So that's why with regard to the Crack Teeth sessions, that's what we want to do. We want to inform people about what are the things that they need to do. We need to inform people about the environment. We need to focus on the environment because we've seen people with Dr. McLean, them Citizens for Environmental Justice, how they've been working with regard to that. And other people have been doing that work notably, and nobly with regards to decades, with regards to trying to let us understand our environments cannot be polluted. I'll tell you about one Gullah Geechee neighborhood here called Can Park, Jackson Park. They discuss, and we talk about environments, how even with regard to sanitation, that some of the sanitation workers don't respect the environment that the people live in. That if trash falls, they don't pick the trash up. But in other communities, other neighborhoods that are not Gullah Geechee neighborhoods, they make sure that's taken care of. What is that all about? It's about respect, not respecting you. And some of the people who are doing this are Gullah Geechee people who are doing that to other Gullah Geechee people or to other African Americans. Because again, whatever name you use, I tell folks this. But me, I don't sweat it. But whatever your name, if you say you are African, cool, I'm cool with that. If you say you are African American, I'm cool with that. If you say you are Black, I'm cool with that. If you say Gullah Geechee, I'm cool with that. I'm not cool with the N word. That's not who we are. That's not what it's about, because that is something that's detrimental to who we are. So again, environments. Then we like economics. There was a study that was done. Information was done by Dr. Alamayu from Savannah State University that showed that with regards to Black business and Black entrepreneurship, Savannah was in the bottom part of the state of Georgia. And that instead, Savannah really should have been one of the highest ones in the state of Georgia outside of the Atlanta metropolitan area. Outside the Atlanta metropolitan area, Savannah should be there. And Dr. Alamayu said something that was disconcerting, but right on point. He said, we don't know why that is, but then we need to be involved with regard to that. Bam! Guess who's here? Guess who's here? She is here. Bam. So we know the other one's coming on. And so I've been talking about stuff. Like I said, we're going to rehash some of this. We're going to go back over it. We got Dr. Maxine Bryant, as I shared with y'all, director of the Gullah Geechee Center at Georgia Southern University, and also the director of the Center for Africana Studies, that again at Georgia Southern University, that began under the legacy of, as I had shared earlier, Dr. Saba Jallo. And she's continuing that same legacy. She's carrying that path, carrying that torch. So she's with us. So now, family, y'all know, share. We're going to get right into it, Dr. Bryant.
All right.
Dr. Bryant, who are you?
Wow. So I'm Maxine Bryant. I hail from Indianapolis, Indiana to Savannah, Georgia, the city that I love. I've been here 10 years. And so many opportunities have come my way. And I feel like Savannah called me here. So I feel like I have a strong connection to Savannah, to the Gullah Geechee culture, to the Low Country, all of that. So now I'm a professor, I'm a mother, I'm a poet. And as you said, I direct 2 centers on the Georgia Southern campus. And I'm a proud Black female. I think I want to add that too.
And that's what it's about. That's right. That pride. Now I told this is as Ron tell that we always have themes. And this theme for this month is Our Story October. And what I share with you, I share with the audience and let you know there's also Dr. Brian, which you had mentioned it. And so it's something that, again, because since we have this live site, Georgia Southern has a live site for the Gullah Geechee Center, that again, it could be something put up there that October is designated as Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Month. So that's why, again, celebrating the culture. So now we're going to do how we do. All of us, all Black people do this. Who are your people? Dr. Brian, who are your people?
My people. You know what? I have an interesting story about my peoples, right?
Go ahead. You got it.
Okay. So technically, I was born into a family called the Peoples, right? I know, right? It was Chuck and Dorothy Peoples, and who had 5 children, and I was the 6th child, and they could not afford a 6th child, so it was Charles and Dorothy Peoples actually. So they gave me up for adoption. I lived with my biological family for about 5 months, 3 to 5 months, and then I went to go live with my adoptive family. Very well. Very good people. They were older. They had 17 miscarriages. So I was a blessing to them, right? But they always told me I was adopted. When I was about 6 or 7, I got a chance to meet my biological father. He came to visit me. And the first thing he said was, "You look just like your mother," right? So I was glad to look like somebody because I didn't look like my adoptive parent. I did an ancestry DNA in 2019. And Jamal, I found my peoples.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And so I'm also an author, right? I have 3 books. And so my 4th book is coming out. It's going to be called Finding Peoples. And it's about my journey and their journey, because while I was looking for them, they were looking for me. And in 2019, we hooked up.
Good. That's it. That's real. That's real. And just to share this with you, Sister Glenda, one of the leaders of Gullah Geechee Nation in Florida, she gonna say, "Come on, Dr. Bryant." She said, "Come on, Dr. Bryant." So and then you got Sister Debbie Walker from out the Central Savannah River area. She's saying, "That's right, a proud Black woman." So they throwing the shout outs right now. So now I gotta ask this question of you. Who inspires you, or what inspires you? Again, it can be several.
It is several. So I've been inspired on multiple levels. Um, on one level, kind of personal and academic together, was being told that I couldn't do something,
Mm,
being
mm.
told that I was not college material, being told that I wasn't going to amount to anything. Those negative messages halted me but for a moment. And then as I grew older and kind of came into my own right around my college years, I realized that I am more than what people say that I am, and that I
Yes.
cannot allow them to define me. And it was at that point that I became motivated and inspired to move forward academically. And so now the same little girl who was deemed not to be college material is a college professor, has been associate provost, and directs two centers, right? So, bam. The other thing
That's
that,
right. That's right.
right, right? Don't
Yes,
let other people, because other people, and you say this, if you allow them to tell your story or to define you, they will put limits on you. And I knew that that wasn't my story. That could not be. Now, when it comes to just the Gullah Geechee culture, I have to say, Mr. Teray, you were my inspiration. When I first moved here, one of the first things I did was to take one of the Day Clean Journey tours. Now, you didn't lead that particular tour that day. It was someone else, but he kept saying, "Well, if Jamal were here, or if Jamal were here," so I'm like, "Well, I need to take a tour with Jamal, right?" And I did, and the rest of that is history. I learned so much and was inspired to learn more. And not only that, there's a saying that says, if we get all we can, but we can't all we get, then we are nothing, right? We haven't
Mm,
done
mm.
anything.
Yes, ma'am.
So I was
Yes, ma'am.
inspired not only to go after knowledge myself, but to make sure my students had that knowledge. And so I became a regular on the Day Clean tours for my students. I would always bring them every semester. It was a requirement that we come on a Day Clean journey tour. So, and then I've taken that knowledge and actually, can I tell you a secret?
Yes, ma'am.
I've actually started Maxine Bryant Journey Tours, you know. So, uh,
But that's the plan. That's the tree. That's what happens. That's the tree.
I don't get paid though. But
Uh,
when people come and let's say it's a tight schedule and we can't get on one of your schedules, then I take them around to the places that you've shown me, and I'm able to share and to educate and to inform. And
mhm.
that's what it's all about, also.
That's right. That's right. That absolutely is the plan in the seeds. So I'm gonna say this to the Run Tell That family. Share, share, share. Dr. Bryant, let y'all know this. Dr. Bryant has done more journeys than anybody else. At one time, you say maybe my mama and my daughter, but guess what? Shit, Dr. Bryant has exceeded all of that. And guess what? And she keep me in my toes too, because see, because like I tell people, they come back to the journey. I always gotta give them some other information. So now she's coming back. I always gotta add some other layers to it. And that's what it's about. And so that's again, get iron sharpen iron, and that's how we go forward.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. So tell them that also, because I go on so many journeys, I'm able to say, "Hey, Jamal, you left this out." Or Jamal, and you always come back with more and more and more information. So,
um I wasn't gonna say nothing about that, but since you brought it up, I say I because you one of the times, just to tell y'all, one time Dr. Brian said, "You didn't talk about the porch." I'm like, we ain't got to it yet. So but and how I took that again, what y'all are looking at and what y'all are seeing, that she is so enthusiastic, so immersed in this. So that's why she wants bam, get it out. I'm like, okay. And so then one journey says now she I wasn't gonna bring this up. I'll go what happened, Day Clean Journey, still Day Clean Journey. But what happened? We go down to the Clutchkin Embankment right off of River Street. Dr. Bryant had gone to Ghana. She'd gone to Africa. Dr. Bryant came back, took over the tour. She started showing her iPad to everybody to see, look, and everybody's like, yeah, I'm like, and I'm just standing looking like, okay. Dr. Bryant, I took over the tour. Everybody, bam, they looking at that, they making a comparison, and that's what. And what was good about that was that the things that we talk about here Well, now I got that validation based on Dr. Bryant when she was showing, and I'm having fun about it. You know, see, you're taking over too. But then what it was, it's the validation. It was the validation. So people that began to realize that when we talk about this, we talk about the history and the culture. It is real. It's not made up. It's not fanciful. It's actual and factual.
Absolutely. And
So
that kind of ties in to what inspired me. I've always been inspired by Black history because I was taught wrong stuff. I was taught myth information. And so the opportunity to go to the continent, I've been 3 times. And each time, well, I've gone to different regions, but each time I've gone, I've learned more about my people. And that's motivational, that's inspirational, that is empowering. And so I feel that I am an empowered Black woman because of now what I have experienced and what I learned through people who, like you said, iron sharpens iron. So I learned from you and from other people.
absolutely, absolutely. Now Bernard Brown is saying that you can do a tour with America After Dark. No, again, as I share with everyone, you all know that Ron Tell that is the PG information show for the All Things Relevant Network. Dr. Bryant, all America After Dark, that is the adult show. No, no, no. The comes on 10:30. They'll take it to 1 o'clock in the morning. But again, no, Bernard Brown, no, nada. No, Dr. Bryant will not be doing no tour. But anyway, Bernard Brown and Sonia Stanley, glad to see you right here. Glad to see the family. Dr. Bryant, we're gonna get into this. What song gives you that what song that gives you that joy, give you that feel? What song or songs?
Wow. Hmm. So this is going to be really, really weird, right? So I have many inspirational songs, and I probably really should have given that more thought. But I do weird stuff with songs. I
Okay.
imagine myself saying the lyrics in situations that maybe they weren't meant or designed to go. So because I have been given so much misinformation
Mm,
about my culture and
okay.
about everything about being Black, right? I've been given so much information. I had to put it to the left. Everything I learned that wasn't right, I put it to the left. So Beyonce came out with a song, you know, put it to the left. And she shouldn't say
Yeah,
put it to the
yeah,
left, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So when I hear stuff that's not right, that doesn't resonate with
Mm,
my spirit,
mm, mm,
I put
mm.
it to the left. I put it to the left. So that's one example of something I do. What's another song that I use as an inspiration towards to push me forward? Um, let's come back to that one because I have to give that really I have to give that some thought. My
And that's fine. So we're gonna jump into this right now. We're gonna jump into why is it personally important to
mm.
have an understanding of history and culture? Have an understanding of your history and your culture. What's your thoughts with regards to that?
If you don't know where you come from, you you really won't know where you're going. And so my past then informs my present and moves me to my future, right? Thank you. To the left, to the left. Thank you. But yeah,
Mhm.
if I don't have an understanding, and it's got to be accurate. So I learned about Black history that we only study it in the month of, February, and that our history began with slavery, and that Blacks are relegated to secondhand citizenship forever and ever and ever. And, we ain't going to be nothing, never have been nothing. We don't
Mm,
talk
mm,
right, all
mm,
of those
mm,
negative things.
mm,
But when I learned accurate Black history, and when I realized that before there was American history, there was Black history, and when I
mm,
realized the greatness of my people, then that type of information pushed me forward. But I would not have been able to go forward had I not learned accurate information about my past.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And just to share this, Bernard Brown has been informed, Dr. Bryant, by Jerome Irwin of the A. Philip Randolph Institute, that you got bodyguards. You got bodyguards. So Bernard Brown cut. Jerome Urban is going to handle things. Just to throw that out there, let you know this. Dr. Bryant, what is the Gullah Geechee Center and the Center for Africana Studies? What is that? Well, what
Now,
are they? Excuse me.
now that I can talk about forever and ever and ever.
Uh-huh.
Um, wow, I'm trying to think of where to start and how to keep it short and sweet. So let me start with before Georgia Southern, and we were Armstrong. And as Armstrong State University, I was asked to begin teaching Intro to African American Studies. Well, that kept me on my toes, and I always started from an Afrocentric perspective, not from slavery, but from Africa. And that spurred me to be more interested because I wanted to always know more. I wanted to always know correct history, right? So when consolidation happened at that time, there was a guy named Michael Benjamin who was the chair or the director of the Center for African American Studies on the Armstrong campus. At consolidation, he was stricken with cancer and kind of took a back seat. So with consolidation, that program on the Armstrong campus just kind of dissipated. But I always had an interest in leading it. Never thought I would, but I always kind of thought, I think I'd like my hand at that. Upon consolidation, they needed a director of cultural diversity, an associate provost of cultural diversity, inclusive excellence, and they asked me to step up as interim. I did that, but I knew I didn't want to stay. So when the provost and I had a conversation about where I go from here, he shared with me that he had an interest in creating a Gullah Geechee Center. Gullah Geechee, oh, I know a little bit about Gullah Geechee because I've been on 1,000 day clean tours. So to have the opportunity to focus on the low country culture, the indigenous people of this culture, even before I moved here, I'd gone to South Carolina and had gone to one of the islands and just had a kinship kind of relationship with low country people, right? And I was excited. I was excited to be able to do two things or a number of things with the center. One, to increase the awareness about Gullah Geechee culture and people. So many people, when even I'll say the name and they're like, well, what's that? And these are people right here in Savannah, right?
That's what I talked about before you came on. That's right. Yes, ma'am. Go
Right
ahead.
here.
See, and she didn't hear what I said, but she said it, and that's the truth. Go ahead, Dr. Bryant.
And
Yes,
it's so
ma'am.
crazy. And so to increase awareness, and then the more I knew, the more I find out, the more I know that there are issues particular to indigenous people in the low country, Gullah Geechee communities, that are challenges that they cannot handle by themselves. They need support. They need some people to brainstorm with them and to come alongside them. The Gullah Geechee Center gives us an opportunity to do that, right? Um, to provide opportunities for others to learn more, students, others being the students, right? And so with the Gullah Geechee Center, we're able to give money. We were a young lady by the name of Sarah Eisner found out what we were doing by way of Pat Gunn and came up with some money that she has a foundation. She's really into reparations, came up with some money. And so we offered two students some scholarship dollars that can cover books and some of their fees associated with going to college, right? So we took a load off of them, so to speak, with the first Gullah Geechee Institute scholarship. So those are the kind of things that we get to do with the Gullah Geechee Center. One of the things that we want to do, let's see if I can say it, quack tea.
That's right. I had told him about that's right. You said that's right. Crack tea family. That's right. Go ahead,
So
Dr. Bryant. Go ahead.
that's our opportunity to be able to bring the family together and discuss things that are pertinent to them, such as heirs property, right? I also am a writer for the Savannah Morning News, and my latest article deals with an issue facing Gullah Geechee community along the coast in particular. It may face other communities, may face it, in other parts, but I focus on the coastal areas, and what's happening with the land and what's happening with the water. So just to bring that kind of awareness. So that's the Gullah Geechee Center. With Africana Center, there's some overlap, but when the opportunity came for me to apply, because like I said, with Consolidation Armstrong's African American Center kind of got lost in the wayfire. And Saba Jallo was holding the fort down on the Statesboro campus. Saba retired. And they said, okay, we need somebody to take it. Me. So I applied and was afforded the opportunity to step into that position. And for that, it's a minor. Now, the Gullah Geechee Center is more cultural, more community. The Center for Africana Studies is academic. So, wow, I get an opportunity to grow a minor, right? We get an opportunity to grow a minor. And what I say is that, and I learned it from you, minoring in academics, having an academic minor in Africana Studies allows people to augment anything that they're majoring in, any topic, engineering, math, science, sociology, theater, across the board, writing, linguistics, all of it, no matter what you're majoring in, and a minor in Africana Center, a minor in Africana Studies augments what you're doing, right? It strengthens what you're doing. It increases your knowledge base. So, for example, the last time I taught Intro to African American Studies, their final project was to take a look at their major and identify a Black person who has contributed significantly to that major.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how many students had no idea that Blacks had even contributed to their majors. Well, if you minor in Africana study, that kind of information becomes secondhand, and it puts you above the rest, because now you can speak to areas that your colleagues, no doubt, cannot speak to.
Go ahead. Okay.
So I love it, the opportunity to engage in research, or to help students to engage in research and increase their academic knowledge, along with, that's the Center for Africana Studies, and then building up the culture, building up the community, enhancing the community, which is the Gullah Geechee Center.
Now, I'm going to let you know this, Dr. Bryant. I'll let you know this. We do have an issue. We have an issue, and I'm able to recognize these issues. This is not going to be enough. You're going to have to come back on, Ron. Tell that. You're going to come back. We ain't got enough time, Dr. Bryant. I'm just letting you, Dr. Bryant, I'm letting you know, because people know that when Jamal looking at stuff, he got guests on. I'm like saying, listen here. The people like this. The people like this right here. So that means that you can't be a one-time hit for us. You're going to have to come back. So I'm letting you know we got a problem. You're going to be back. So again, I'm just letting you know that. I don't want you to think that bam, that I snuck you and said, Dr. Bryant, we need you on the show. So I'm just letting you know that. So yes, this is, again, y'all hear me talk about something being powerful. This is powerful right here. And again, you got it right here. You got Jerome Irwin saying, you are amazing. So again, this is what we're talking about. That I tell folks again, the folks who come on Run Tell That, again, we bring a lot of stuff to the table and people not get it. And so now, Dr. Bryant, what is your vision for your work in the community with regard to the Gullah Geechee Center, the Center for African Studies? What's your vision for that?
To enhance, to grow, to provide an outlet. One of the things I forgot to mention is that not only, particularly with the Gullah Geechee Center, are we looking at the issues, but we're celebrating the culture, right? We're filling in a gap. So, for example, Gilbert Walker, who's yet not been able to come on yet, is a blacksmith, right? A Gullah Geechee blacksmith. He's called the Gullah Smith. He's going to be showcasing some of his work. Sabri, who has an art studio in the City Market, we're going to be showcasing some of her work. Other artists, basket weavers, other artists, their work is going to be showcased. We're going to have an archive for keep maintaining the stories, the oral histories. We're collaborating with a oral history class at Georgia Southern, and so we're going to be showcasing and archiving the oral history, the keepers of the story before they die off. We want to capture that. Also, getting involved with the issues such as water preservation, land preservation, all of that. So my vision is big. And fortunately, I have deans that are supporting me in that vision, that are supporting us in that vision. So it's widespread, it's deep, and it's broad. And it involves all of us, Jamal. It involves the entire community. Everybody has an opportunity to get involved.
And that's why I share with them the crack teach sessions. What this is about us not coming together. It's not just about fellowship. We are fellowship, but we have conversations, but also not plant the seeds for solutions. And I'm going to say this to Donnie and to Representative Glenda. Y'all ain't got to tell me that I got to have her back on. It did tell have her back on soon. Y'all ain't got to tell me that. Y'all trying to run me right now. Dog said that what my mom said too hot to vex my nerves. See, they don't talk about that one. See, that's why I said Dr. Bryant. I knew it. Cause I know, cause my little bones, I say, okay, you gotta have it back on. So that's what's happening right now. And so I'll throw it out there. There is an event that is going on tomorrow that, excuse me. I need to say this to the Run Tell That family. You heard her say that there are oral stories, oral chronicles being done. See, now I ain't had tell Dr. Brian that it's some other people that I'm going to try to push on in there. I'm going to try to talk. I'm going to try to do a Jedi mind trick on her because, she said certain numbers, but there's some other people. I'm just going to try to push that in. I'm going to let y'all know that. That's one reason why we want y'all on here too, because y'all might know some people too who might need it. And y'all need to go ahead and hit me up with that because I'm just letting y'all know. But don't tell Dr. Brian what I'm trying to do. Don't let her know that, okay? But anyway, Dr. Bryant, you all have an event that is scheduled tomorrow, right?
We do. So I did hear you mention about Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Month, and it's also Latina Heritage Month. And so there's always been talk of tension between Black and brown people. Well, we're going to celebrate the similarities. We're going to celebrate the oneness, the solidarity between Black and brown people. We were calling it La Celebration. The name got changed to Uno something. But anyway, the point is we have a panel of Black and brown people, Caribbean, African American, from Savannah State, from Georgia Southern. The community is involved. And what we're going to do is talk about all of the similarities, as well as let's be upfront with some of the challenges and how we can overcome them. And listen, I just found out yesterday. We're going to have some music and some dancers. Yeah. Hey. So it's going to be a fun time. You can't get Black and brown people without having a party, right? So we're going to party and we're going to panel. We're going to have a discussion and celebration and music. And it's going to be all a live time. You don't want to miss it. The students sometimes say, it's going to be dope. It's going to be dope.
And it's at what time and where at?
I need to say that, right? Okay. Where you coming? Okay, so you're going to come to the Armstrong campus, right? And it's going to be in the Ogeechee Theater, which is in the building next to what's the name of that building? It's next to Psalms Hall, but it's near the ballroom that we have on Armstrong campus, right next to the ballroom in Ogeechee Theater. It's going to be at 6:00 on tomorrow. You don't want to be late because we're going to hit it and quit it. We're going to get in there. We're going to do what we need to do, and we're going to get on out. But it's going to be a dynamic, informational, educational, inspirational, phenomenal gathering of Black and brown people talking about real issues and honoring each other.
Absolutely. And A. Philip Randolph is saying they support you, Dr. Brian. A. Philip Randolph, y'all gotta do stuff anyway with regard to the political and social, and voter education stuff anyway. So don't be trying to act like this is all brand new. I'm just saying, see how y'all try to y'all see Dr. Brian, y'all that see everybody not they all hyped up with Dr. Brian right now. They all hyped up. And now they all trying to push me like, you got to get Dr. Bryant back. Got to get Dr. Bryant back. I understand that. I had said that, y'all. I said that. We're going to have her back. And again, information, because that's what it's about. We want to always have people have information on Ron Tell That. Again, we said to y'all, share, share, share. Share, share, share. It is important for the information to get out there. And so again, and guess what? We're going to work it on out that Gilbert Walker going to be here too, because I already had something set up for Gilbert Walker. And Gilbert Walker was going to admit something to all y'all. He was going to admit something. That's why I'm disappointed that the connection wasn't working, because he was going to admit something to all y'all. Sonya Stanley. Oh, I forgot. Sonya Stanley. I can't be picking with you no more. I forgot. I can't. I'm not supposed to do that. I just slipped. But again, I'm going to admit something to all of you. And so this, Dr. Bryant, want to throw, because again, you do several things. So you do several things here. What is some inspiration that you can give out to the Run Tell That family? What is something that you can give to the Run Tell That family?
Don't limit yourself. People always say, you know, how do you do all this? How do you do? I really have no clue. But what I do is I don't put stoppers on me. I think out of the box, and I allow the universe, I allow the creator, I allow my God to inspire me. So you have, every one of you have so many gifts inside of you. Open yourself up to find out what those gifts are and use them. You can use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. How many of them? You know, whatever. And you can make a difference. You know what? Let me say this real quick. A lot of times we look at the problems that are facing the African-American community or Black people wherever throughout the diaspora, and we think it's so pervasive, it's so big, we can never get out of the rut that we're in. We got all this self-hatred, we got all this Black on Black crime, we got all this, we got all that, we got all that. But listen, if you really want to be someone who makes a difference, do it in your own little corner of the world, right? Do what you do and do what you do good. And that's making a difference, that's making a dent. That's all I do. I do what I do well, and I make a dent where I can. And if all of us start doing that, guess how many dents will be made in the whole issue and the whole problem and the whole challenge, right? And so we build off of each other. We inspire each other. We go together forward with each other. So you and me, I am you, and together we are we.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. You all heard it. Absolutely correct. And just to show you about connections, there is a Gullah Geechee man who has an impact. And y'all heard Dr. Bryant say she's from Indianapolis. She's from Indiana. She's from right there. She's not from Terre Haute. She's from, bam. I'm just saying, you know, but she's from Indianapolis. There's a Gullah Geechee man who has an impact in Indianapolis. Y'all see the man, y'all talk about the man, but they're not realizing the man. What happens, because it's during the time of segregation. And so it's about going to a movie theater, that he's not allowed to go into a movie theater because he is an African, because he's Black. So what he does, he now goes and get another Black person who is very fair. So he's now able to go inside the movie theater. And he now pursues an action against the theater with regards to that. And who is that man who is from Jacksonville, Florida? So again, throwing out to Gullah Geechees down there in Jacksonville, y'all know is the largest Gullah Geechee city in the world, is Jacksonville, Florida. But that man from Jacksonville, Florida, you know him as Dr. Ralph Mark Gilbert. Civil Rights Museum in Savannah named him. Dr. Gilbert is doing the work. Before he comes to Georgia, he's in Indiana. So that's why I go and say, that's why we got Dr. Bryant right here. See the connection? That it is spiritual, that it's a part of the legacy. And so I tell them that's what it's about. So again, from Florida to Indiana, not coming on that. In fact, one time his father lived in Savannah. Then he's in Indiana. Now he comes back to Savannah. And now he's here leading the movement of civil rights. So that's why I look at Dr. Bryant and say, she falls right within that area. She's following that same line. And remember I tell you about them branches of the trees, they continue to expand. And that's what she's doing right here with regard to the Gullah Geechee Center and the Center for African Studies right here at Georgia Southern. So Dr. Bryant, I had said, I was going to say something, but I'm going to say this right here. Now, my people, I said to my people, if you want to know about who you are, you have to come to Georgia Southern. Let y'all know that right now, putting it out there. Just putting it out there. I'm letting y'all know. Because again, you got the people right there who are earnestly seeking to give the information out and get the information, to share it, not to hoard it, not to just ingest it amongst a certain group, But now, y'all heard Dr. Bryant say a community. Now I tell y'all to come to Georgia Southern and now let us have a conversation about all these matters that are pertinent to us to help us thrive and survive. So, Dr. Bryant, I'm going to give you the last word because let you know, Run Tell That is the little brother show also of the HR network. Everybody else got 2 hours. See, we only have like 57 minutes at the most. So I'm going to let you throw one word out there to the folks inspiration again, what they need to take, and then join us again on another segment of Run Tell That.
I will do that. All I have to say to you is really run and tell this. Run and tell people about the Gullah Geechee Center. Run and tell people what we're doing with the Center for Africana Studies. Run and tell people that their culture, their history is right here. We don't have to go to Charleston. We don't have to go to Jacksonville. We don't have to go to any of these other places. We can get it right here in Savannah, Georgia, and up the road in Statesboro also, because we have a presence on both locations. Who would have ever thought? Who would have ever thought a PWI like Georgia Southern would be promoting Gullah Geechee history, would be promoting African American culture? Who would ever thunk it? Well, it's a reality. Brother Jamal and I are making it so. So run and tell that.
Absolutely. And see, that's the other part of the show. We're going to talk when she have her back on. Let y'all understand the impact. And then here go Representative Glenda, she goes and says, out of Nassau County, that's again the Jacksonville area, she goes and said that Dr. Bryant is an inspiration. She's amazing. And then she got through about Matthew W. Gilbert, talking about Dr. Gilbert's daddy. See, I ain't had said nothing about his daddy, but see, that's what you gotta do. See, that was telling everybody around town got to blow them all up. But again, we're glad to have you all. And we say support the Gullah Geechee Center at Georgia Southern and the Center of African Studies, and support the efforts being done by Dr. Bryant and all the people who are making sure that we tell the story correctly. Again, run, tell that, share. Appreciate you. See y'all on next week. Now, I let y'all know something. There's an organization at Georgia Southern called the Black Book Club. And what we're looking at, we want to work it out. We want to be there next Wednesday, and then let those young people not give you something that y'all see, because that's a part of what is tied to the Center of African Studies at Georgia Southern. That's why I say, run, tell that, and share what's going on in Georgia Southern with regard to Dr. Bryant and the effort she's leading. Peace and blessings. Be safe. Enjoy yourselves. I had asked about the high school, because again, I wanted Gilbert for that in particular. To let y'all know, the best high school in the country, Percival B. Jenkins High School. Yeah, 1800 East Durant Avenue. Y'all know that, but I ain't had to say all that. Sonya Stanley, I'm not bothering you or nothing like that. I've been called, I'm not bothering y'all. So again, peace and blessings.